I am a huge fan, and I'm so excited that I get to talk to you. I legitimately
Amazing.
love your stuff.
I'm your fan too, following you.
I've been following you for so long. I
So,
can't believe that we got you on the show. So thank
you
you.
know that song that is saying like, oh, that song.
Yes.
It was my one of the closing track that I played in Lithuania. That was this is one of my favorite show, and it was amazing. Like people were like, "Oh my God, what is this song?" And it was unreleased at that time. And then they still message me. It's my favorite song. See, still crazy. Yeah.
I'm gonna need to cut this clip out and put this on my socials. Oh my god, that is so wow,
So
that's crazy because I found you through Peggy Goo posted about you and I started stalking you,
yeah.
and your music is just it's so incredible and like your energy and your vibe and everything you're putting off in the world is so cool and yeah really into it. Okay.
Thanks.
You are listening to Femme House Radio with your host LP Giobbi, and this week we have Milan-based producer DJ Matisa. In 2023, she released her Tongue EP on Peggy Goo's imprint Gudu Records and her Cuddle EP on SOS Records. In 2024, she has released on Jennifer Gardini's Correspondent, as well as Permanent Vacation and Future Classic. Her imminent EP on Seth Troxler's label, Slacker 85, is set to drop at the end of January 2025. Gaining support from Dixon, Seth Troxler, Ben UFO, Jennifer Gardini, Nicola Cruz, Sally C, Moxie, and Peggy Goo, among many others, is all testament to her infectious energy. Welcome to Femme House Radio, Matisa.
Well, thank you so much. This is me. Wow.
I know,
And it's so
right?
many things.
That's why I love
was
people
like,
to
whoa.
hear that because you are impressive, woman. So tell us your origin story. How did you get into producing and DJing?
So I started playing piano at 5 years old. So my mom was just telling me like you should learn so many things in your life. So try to make music, try to play sports, and do everything. So she was quite open to all this stuff. So I start with piano and sports, and I played piano for 13 years. And in the meantime, I learned how to play obi, and I played that instrument for 3 years, even
Wait,
in an
is that
orchestra.
oboe?
Yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah,
the oboe. I played clarinet,
yeah,
but
yeah,
oboe, I always wish I played the oboe.
yeah, that one. And then basically I stopped playing piano and oboe, because my dad, I was young. I was 11, and so my dad was like, I can't, we had two more kids. So I was like, I can't follow you everywhere. Like, just focus on one thing and not like 10, please. So
That's fair.
actually, I was missing playing piano and instruments, but I was focusing on sports at that time. I was always listening to music constantly. And then one day when I was in this team with friends, I was playing football. Um, this girl said to me, "Oh, I'm gonna leave some boxes in your house." I was like, "Okay, yeah, do it." And I said to her, "Hey, can I open them?" And I opened them, and there were like two turntables, one mixer, and two monitors. I was like, "Can I use them? Like, can I see how it works?" I didn't know even what was that stuff. So, and I didn't check online. So the first things I did was messaging DJs, three DJ men, asking, "Can you teach me how to DJ?" And no one answered me except for one. And one of them said to me, "Come to the club and I'm gonna teach you." So I went there and actually was not really able to explain me, because I don't know if you ever tried to explain to someone how to mix records, but it's not easy to explain. So he
It
was just
isn't.
saying to me, "Just put this with this." I was like, of course, yeah, but technically what I have to do? And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, there is a bass and then you just mix the bass with the other bass and the kick with the other kick. I was like, okay, fine. And then so I went home and I tried to figure out how to do that. So I trained, like practice, like crazy with different kind of jams. I bought like 5 records and I was playing the same 5 all the time. I think piano helped me a lot, because when you play and you do the training session for your hands.
Yep.
It's just you practice
Same
non-stop.
thing over and over and over. Yeah.
I remember my dad screaming like, "Basta, stop it, stop it, it's over." So yeah, and then basically this girl came back.
Wait, sorry. So you started on vinyl?
Yeah, vinyl.
Oh my god.
Straight away. That was my beginning, because for me the DJ was the one that was playing vinyl. I didn't know that there was CDJ, blah 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 blah. I was not a clubber. I was going to parties just to have fun with friends, but
yeah,
I never watched what DJ were doing, or like, you know, I never had the passion, you know. Now kids are very impressed about superstar DJ, like, oh, I want to be that. But for me, the DJ is the one with records, you know.
So cool.
And so yeah, then this girl came back after 6 months. I had my first gig. And she said to me, "Oh, I have to keep all the stuff back." So I called my mom. "Mom, I don't have this anymore and I don't know how to play." And she said, I can't help you. Buy this stuff by yourself." So I was like, "Oh, I'm in university. I can do, like, I don't have a job. How can I do that?" So I create a party, but I was not even able to mix vinyl. So I didn't know how to present myself to the people. So I invented something that it was very interesting. It was like a listening party for people that were like just smoking the cigarettes, drinking a whiskey, and I was playing B-side of records, asking people to play B-sides without mixing. So I could buy the turntables that at that time I paid, I think, around 1,500.
Oh my god.
And a small mixer and 2 monitors. So I just came back to practice again, and yeah.
Wait, this is incredible. And so this is, oh my gosh. And then when did you start, how did you get into like production? You know, because DJing and producing are obviously such different skill sets.
So at the beginning, I just started playing some gigs. I was not always saying yes to people, like, you know, when they ask you playing here, play there. I was just always about quality gigs, like, okay, I want to play there because I feel like this is great for me. I was always selecting the place where to play.
Selective selector.
And then at one point of my career, when I was I was playing but not that much, I had the call of, like, you know, when you listen to a song and you wanna make it better, make it sounds better.
Yes.
It feels like there is something that is not working, but it could be better today.
Yes.
So my first song was edit of a track.
Yep.
So that was my approach to production. So I was just adding a bit of kick, bass, you know. That was the beginning. And then COVID helped me so much, because I started watching tutorial all the time, every day, obsessed with that. And step by step, asking to friends, going to studios. I just learned how to use Ableton. And then, you know, sometimes I need something and I just check online and you have the answer. It's quite easy. But I don't want to define myself as a producer, because producer is a big word. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like you should study, like, properly how to produce a track. You can be an amazing creative director of your music, but the producer is the one that is waking up and it goes to the studio and it will never go back home, basically. This is for me the producer, you know. So I'm doing 10,000 things, like music, making music, you know, all the stuff that we do, interviews, everything, and touring, and all the calls with the managers, agents. Yeah, it's a big job, you know.
It's a huge job. I totally. And it's so interesting how you're defining that. I totally hear what you're saying, and you know, you're interesting how you said the creative director. I like that, because there are so many other parts of this job that I'm like, I have to, anytime I make music, I have to protect that in my schedule with all my fiercity, because it's so easy to do all the other things. I think that is a really good point, and it takes a lot to be a really good producer. It takes a lot of time.
Exactly. One day maybe I can define myself a producer, but now I'm feeling like I do a lot of stuff. So probably I'm the creative director of myself. Also, this is nice.
I love that. Creative director of yourself. Oh, I love that. Well, so tell us about your upcoming EP released on Seth Troxler's label, with your first single on the EP coming out November 27th.
Yeah.
How did you connect with Troxler, and what do you want to share about the EP? First of all, I love that.
First time, of course I knew who was him, like, Seth Troxler. It's Seth Troxler, we don't need to say more about it. But first time I played with him was in Naples, and it actually was a good story behind it. This momentum, because it was dating his actual wife for the first time in Naples.
No way!
Yes, and it's always saying to me...
I love his wife. She's so awesome.
She's amazing. I came to her, amazing. She's just beautiful, beautiful soul.
Yeah.
And then I played in Zurich a couple of months ago, and they wanted to see me. Kim was there at dinner with me, and Carla invited me to her party, so we did this dinner. Seth came there, and he asked me to send him demos because he likes my music. So he listened to some demos in his car, and then he messaged me back, "You are the perfect candidate for an album." And I was like, "Album? Oh my God." I always did dance music, always. And I never tried to do an album. So I was like, oh my God, this is huge. And yeah.
That is huge. How did you approach an album or a body of work differently than just dancing?
It's different. It's completely different. Like I start listening a lot of LP, non-stop, in my house. Just understanding what were the rules, because I think you should have a line, and then you have an intro, you have like a mid part that where you can explore more, like an explosive part, and then the outro. But it called my LP a little, like a small one, because it's 7 tracks, it's not like 15. So I tried to do my best there, using all my skills. So all my skills are in the album. So from
can't wait to hear it.
The time I was born till now. Yeah.
Wow, you really put your whole self in this. That's I just released my second album, and I can't believe. I always think when I sit down to write an album, I think, it's like moving. It's always harder than you think it's gonna be. Like I think like I have these songs, and now you have to put them in the same world, and maybe have interludes, and it just takes like the last 10% takes 90% of the effort. Is what it feels like for me. And just making the whole body of work is so much more emotionally intense than just putting out a single. And I think that there's but I also think that what you put in, you get out of it.
Yeah, but like also the way I produced the album, I was traveling, so I was renting the studios in LA, in New York, in Milan, in south of Italy. So every experience, I have the feeling of the whole experience. It was incredible. It was incredible.
I can't wait to hear it. November 27th is the first single, and then the EP comes out January 15th?
Yeah, January 15th, and then the whole album is out 31 of January.
Oh, okay. We'll make sure to pay attention, support it at Femme House. That's very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Your Sia remix is awesome. How did that come to be? Sia is incredible.
So, I have to say thank you to my management. Of course, my team is incredible, and they just gave me this opportunity, and I was like, oh my God, Sia is huge. Like,
no, she's the biggest. Yeah, it's Sia.
Like, Sia.
Chandelier is one of the best tracks ever.
Exactly. And I was like, what at the beginning they sent me a list of tracks, and I pick up the I think the most, let's say, iconic, because she did a few collaboration on the same tracks, that exact track. And I was like, how can I do a remix of like a mainstream, like let's call it mainstream track? So I just deconstruct the track fully, and I create my own melodies. I create my own perception of, the music I have in mind. I don't know how to explain.
Yes.
And yeah, so if you feel like it's a original track, it's not just the remix where you cut the voice and you put the same voice on that part and you put a bit of bass and that's it. That's for me a cover. But like a remix is your own touch of her track, And
wow,
this is what I did. So
you did it amazing. I think one of my favorite remixers is Fortet, and how unique, kind of what you described, it feels just like an original, and it felt the same way listening to that remix. So I was very, very impressed. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Femme House Radio. We are huge fans. We love your work, your remixes, your original. I think that your alignment, your career is a beautiful blueprint to be had. And thank you for being the inspiration for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.